Hello, you're watching Proactive London. I'm joined by Aleksandra Binkowska, the CEO of Hydrogen Utopia International. Aleksandra, great speaking with you today. You held your AGM yesterday at Ohrid Organics headquarters in North Macedonia, so a very nice place to address your shareholders.
Yes, I'm very happy to be with you. I'm very happy that you're hosting me. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I did, I think, a very unorthodox move. I don't think many companies hold their AGMs anywhere else, out of the UK. I actually had to check the rules, whether this is legal. But yes, it was legal, and we did offer our shareholders all the possible ways of getting here physically or via internet. We have provided all of the possible internet connections and so on, and WhatsApps and Teams and whatever was needed. And I must say it was beautiful, because I think it was the most. I mean, it was my most exciting AGM. Now it was my third, and no, it was like we had nearly 40 people. So it was the biggest AGM I have ever held. Before that, maybe it was 7 or 5, whatever. I mean, it was very, very little. Nobody really cared. And now people really were excited about the AGM, not just because of the AGM itself, which is, as we all know, quite a boring and, just like, you have to do it and that's it. But the tour of the Ohrid Organics medical cannabis facility was very exciting to people. We've done it through WhatsApp. It was interesting because we had more people than WhatsApp could handle. So I had to kick people off the WhatsApp because there were just 32 people. So they had to record it and put it on our group. So there's an excitement about this facility. It's very interesting to our shareholders, and I'm very, very happy because they've been so supportive of me and so supportive of this plan, which is, as I said, unorthodox. It's weird because we are plastic to hydrogen, and now cannabis at the same time, medical cannabis. So yeah, but I am boosted with very, very positive energy, because this was a wonderful AGM, and my shareholders later on thanked me. They were very happy, and so that's why I'm very happy, because they're happy. So it's just I radiate because they radiate on me. So thank you very much.
So Aleksandra, you also confirmed this week in another announcement that you're going ahead, so you're proceeding with the acquisition of a 49% stake of Ohrid Organics. Tell us about the potential you're seeing there and the cannabis crop.
It's the potential is immense. Firstly, the cash flow of medical cannabis is just, it's unprecedented, really, and immense now. There's an incredible shortage of medical cannabis, as Germany has just opened up the recreational side. And everybody thought that, recreational medical don't really, go together. But people prefer medical cannabis because they know what they're getting, so they don't really want to go to the recreational market, and they want to buy the cannabis that is controlled. It's a medical product, and so Germany has opened up, and basically there's a shortage of product in Europe. So that's the typical, I'm a capitalist, so supply demand stuff really works now here, and there's a huge need for that, which means that we're going to very soon sign very serious orders for supply of our product. And thanks to that, we're going to have money to not only continue with our company as a PLC, but also build our facility. I would like to just remind our shareholders that every single crop is about 150 to 200 kilo of medical cannabis, and the price varies, but it'll be 2 to 3 euro per gram. So do the math yourself. It's a lot of money for every crop, every harvest. Every harvest is every 2 or 3 weeks, depends on the plant. So it's a lot of money to survive, but also enough money to start building the facility of plastic to hydrogen. And moreover, what is important, that most likely the first facility will actually be built here in North Macedonia. And there are a few reasons for that. And this is just because we became a very important job provider, and we have and we became a force in the. We became well known to the politicians. We became well known to local authorities, and they treat us very seriously. So they know that we are a serious company now, and they will accommodate us with whatever they can to help us build our facility. And as we all know, it is not just about, I mean, it is of course about making money in the end, but we need a first of a kind. So even if there are countries where this facility would make much more money than North Macedonia, we need to prove the facility works. For that, we need 20 million euros to start with. So the medical cannabis will give us the money, and also the new government, which was just now installed a week ago, is extremely proactive when it comes to entrepreneurs. They're offering 50% grants for energy projects, which is amazing for a country of that which is that small, but they are very proactive. And I can say that we have already met people in the current government, and they are just very excited. So in a small country, I hope that both medical cannabis and my big dream of building the plastic hydrogen facility will come true.
So in that same announcement where you announced that you're proceeding with the Ohrid Organics acquisition,
Yes. Yes.
You also said that
49%.
49%. And you also announced that the transaction with Essential Energy is not proceeding. Could you comment on that, please?
Yes, I will comment on that in the capacity of I'm constrained obviously by a confidentiality agreement, by NDAs. It was a 5-month procedure and transaction until the end. Really, we've tried to reach an agreement, and the only thing I will say is that I received a crash course. I knew quite a lot about Argentina, just from school and from reading, and I read Spanish and all this, but I received a crash course on why Argentina is in such a bad state as it is. I mean, this taught me a lot through this transaction. So unfortunately, it really looked amazingly. I mean, the chemistry between Essential Energy Holdings and HUI was fantastic, but in the end, we just parted. And I believe that holding and keeping control of my company is better for HUI than giving it up and not having it. So maybe the transaction with Essential Energy Holdings would have accelerated the process of building the system, but frankly, no, this is much better. What I'm doing now.
Aleksandra, you've also announced a change of auditors. So RPG Crouch Chapman will be taking over as your auditors going forward.
Yes, we had a few chats, and I really love the new auditors. We just have this, business chemistry, and they are new auditors, and that's all I can say. I mean, we need every company's an auditor, but they, there are better ones and worse ones, and we chose new ones just to make our lives easier, and it's great. So I would like to thank very much Jerry Elman, the old ones, but I'm happy with the new ones.
And Aleksandra, your priorities as we head into the second half of 2024?
Right. So the priorities is now to accelerate the medical cannabis business as much as I can, as fast as I can, grow build more greenhouses, because, as I said, the demand for medical cannabis is so huge now that just simply people just don't, they don't have enough. So I would like to invest as much as I can in that, and at the same time, I can't say much about it, but I have been talking to a special economical zone of North Macedonia, which is a piece of land where foreign companies can build their facilities for very small rent and for incredible with incredible help when it comes to permitting EIAs, which, as all my shareholders know, I've been suffering red tape over Europe, all over the place, and so on. So I will be doing both at the same time, and this is my focus. But at the same time, I must say that that few European countries which have been kind of latent and dormant and were not contacting me at all suddenly started waking up, and EU is very, very slow, but there's an excitement still about it because plastic is a huge problem and a huge threat to all of us, and therefore I'll be just focusing on everything as always. So
that's wonderful. I hope you'll keep us posted on all your progress. Aleksandra, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Aleksandra Binkowska is the CEO of Hydrogen Utopia International.